Welcome back to DBL. With COVID-19 vaccines and distribution and with cases on the rise in some states, there's still a lot to navigate when it comes to the pandemic. Dr. Payal Kohli joins us live. Hey, Doc. So the CDC announced that the B.1.1.7 variant, which is more contagious and dangerous, is now the dominant strain here in the U.S. However, we do know that the vaccines are effective against it. But do we know, Dr. Kohli, how long immunity lasts?
We do know, Sam. In fact, just this past week, both Pfizer and Moderna issued research that the immunity from the vaccines lasts at least 6 months, likely even longer. Dr. Fauci saying about a year. Some health experts are saying up to 2 to 3 years. And really, if you think about it, there's two types of immunity in play here. There are those antibodies that we keep talking about, but there's also what's called cell-mediated immunity, meaning cells that learn how to fight the virus. Those are the ones that tend to wane more quickly. So if we do get booster shots, it would just be to help boost some of those types of immunities, not necessarily because we're completely unprotected, but just because we need that little bit of a booster.
I like it. How's it going, Doc? So there's controversy, obviously, surrounding vaccine passports. Some businesses and universities support the idea of showing proof of a vaccine, while some governors have actually banned vaccine passports in their state. Do you think vaccine passports are a good idea in your mind, Doc?
Yeah, Jeff, I'm so glad you asked, and I think it is actually a fabulous idea. And you know, if you think about how this pandemic started, the virus got on a plane and flew here from another country, and vaccine passports are inevitably going to help curb the spread of the virus. And one other thing we have to keep in mind when we talk about personal liberties is that with this pandemic, what we've realized is that your actions are not in a bubble. So what you do, Jeff, directly affects what happens to me and my health, and that's one of the reasons that I'm in favor of the vaccine passports. But I do have to say that if we are going to use vaccine passports, we have to be sure that there's equal access for people to get vaccines, because I don't want communities of color to have yet another barrier to doing the things that they want to do because they can't get the vaccine and then they're not able to travel or what have you.
Well said.
Thank you. Dr. Kohli, we want to know, now, of course, we know that the virus has a lot of side effects, but there's one that's getting a little bit more attention than others recently. So you know we keep it real here, so we have to ask about erectile dysfunction, potentially being a side effect. What can you tell us about that?
Oh, Jeff's eyebrows just perked up. Jeff was like, okay, go ahead.
No.
You definitely
Are you taking
perked
notes,
up.
Jeff?
I feel fine, Doc.
All right. Well, you guys aren't going to like what I say, but there have been reports of erectile dysfunction occurring in young men in their 40s and 50s after COVID infection. And it's really complicated, actually. We don't entirely know why this is, but we do know that the virus has receptors on the male reproductive organs, so it can actually affect our testosterone levels. We also know that the virus causes vascular inflammation, which is inflammation of the blood vessels, so it can affect blood flow to the male reproductive organs. We know that it affects our mental health, with 1 out of 3 people reporting a psychiatric diagnosis after infection. We also know that it affects our overall health. So we don't exactly know why, but if you ever needed motivation to go and get that vaccine, then this is it, you guys. You have to get it because it might help prevent erectile dysfunction from the infection.
I could have done without those sad pictures. You see how disappointed those men looked?
Because they probably are disappointed.
Look at that one guy. I mean, show like a happier picture.
Why would you be happy if you have erectile dysfunction?
It doesn't mean your life's over.
No, but you're bummed.
I mean, that guy was really down and out.
You would be down and out, too.
Or maybe
I don't know if I'd be like...
Yeah, you would.
On a park bench.
Thank you, Dr. Kohli. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll be right back.